This is Task for the Weekend, July 24th, 2021. This is Susan Bradley for AskWoody.com. So do you know how to reset your Wi-Fi password? Or, and this is a serious question, do you know what it is? Literally the other day I helped somebody out who had no idea what their Wi-Fi password was. The consultant for Comcast had come out, had set things up, had set up a laptop on the system, and had written down the username and the password to get into the Xfinity account, and then didn't tell him or didn't stress to the person what the Wi-Fi password was. So when I asked him what his Wi-Fi password was, he wasn't sure what it was. And I said, well, do you know what your login to your Comcast account is? Because I knew he had Comcast. And he said he wasn't sure what that was either, but the person installing the Wi-Fi had left behind a piece of paper. And on that piece of paper was a username and a password. So with that, I was able to get into his Xfinity account. And I showed him right there that I actually downloaded an app on his iPhone and showed him that in this app is pretty much all of the self-help or troubleshooting tasks that the provider wants you to do anyway. So it gives you the ability to reboot your TVs, reboot the router. It also lets you determine devices on your Wi-Fi. And most importantly, it allows you to see what that password is on your Wi-Fi and potentially change it should you need to. So the app or the website is the place where you want to see where that Wi-Fi password is and also disable any sharing of your Wi-Fi. Now Comcast in particular will do this, where they have a place in there where they allow you to community share the Wi-Fi. So if somebody else in your neighborhood is also a Comcast customer and you have this beacon available, they can log in with their username and password and share your Wi-Fi. It doesn't count against your speed, it doesn't impact your speed, but it's still something that typically most of us do want to turn off. So this is the setup in Xfinity on my account here at home, and I have not only the gateway, but you can see I have pods that basically allow the internet to repeat throughout the house, and it boosts the signal. Now right here on this website, you can see that I can show the password. This is where, if you don't know what the password is, and the Comcast gentleman has given you the username and password to get into this account, this is where you want to look up what that password is. You can also determine if your internet is online. So basically, this is where I first come to see, is it me or is it them? And if this device is offline, I know it's them and it's not me. I also come down here to advanced settings, and this is where you can determine whether or not you can participate in that what's called that Wi-Fi hotspot network. And you go in here, and if you participate, this would be turned on. Now obviously I've turned it off, but that's where you look for it, is in these settings back here in the advanced settings. This is also where you can do, if you do any online gaming and you need to have a certain port forwarded, this is where you come in here and do that forwarding as well. So you may also have, some of you may also have a additional router in front of your Comcast device or whatever your ISP is. And I have that as well. So I have both a router that sits between my Wi-Fi and also my devices, and also Comcast as well. So that way sometimes I want to be straight on that Comcast Wi-Fi, and sometimes I want to be tucked behind my little firewall device. So it just depends on what you need. So that's basically how you get into, you want to log into to your ISP's account. You want to look around their settings. Typically they have some place where they talk about the Wi-Fi, and again, you want to check to see, do you know your Wi-Fi password? Hopefully you do. Do you know if your ISP participates in any hotspots? And you want to turn that off. So there you have it. Have a great week. The newsletter comes out tomorrow. We're still at DEF CON 2, and keep an eye out. We may be changing soon. Until next time, this is Susan Bradley for AskWoody.com.